Hey there, movie fans. Welcome to the Blues of April. I have many DVDs and Blu-rays to show you, but first up, it's shout-out time. Safe and Secure 1 is a great YouTuber who has been posting his own videos since recently. They're videos of his mask collection, and they look very good. But he told me that he also gonna make videos of other things, dark secrets as he calls them. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, he's a very nice guy. His name is Dave, by the way. He's from the UK, and he seems like a very nice guy. So definitely go check him out. And the second shout out is for Silver Screen Sam. He doesn't have any videos of his own, but he is very supportive towards me and towards my channel, and he always leaves very kind comments to my videos as well. So, I wanted to express my gratitude by giving him a shout out. And yeah, two great YouTubers, Safe and Secure 1 and Silver Screen Sam. Go check them out. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the DVDs first, and the first few titles that I have are Shaw Brothers movies. I wanted to get more Shaw Brothers movies because I don't have that many, but it was Kyle Chakrat65 that really persuaded me to get more of them, because he has been buying a lot of these movies lately, and he kind of infected me with the Shaw Brothers virus, so to speak. But anyway, the first one is the One-Armed Swordsman trilogy box set from Hong Kong. It looks like a very nice box set here. Now, I've always wanted to see these movies, but never really had the chance. And I haven't seen them yet, though, but very much looking forward to it. Here's oh, sorry about the glare there. Here's the first one, Shaw Brothers, from 1967, I believe. Yeah, 67. The sequel, Return of the One-Armed Swordsman, and this is the new One-Armed Swordsman, which has a different actor. Now, I have seen one movie of the One-Armed Swordsman, which is not part of the set, by the way, but it is part of this set. Zatoichi meets the One-Armed Swordsman, but it's more like a Zatoichi movie than an official One-Armed Swordsman movie. But I actually really enjoyed this one, so I'm pretty much looking forward to watching these. And I have watched this one, King Boxer, aka Five Fingers of Death. This was very good. I really enjoyed this one. This is one of the most popular Shaw Brothers movies out there. This has been on my wish list for a long time. Don't ask me why I didn't get it earlier, because I don't know. But Kyle, he showed this in one of his videos, and I thought I really should be getting this. Why wait longer? And now I'm asking myself, why didn't I get it earlier? But yeah, absolutely enjoyed this. King Boxer, great movie. And what's his name again? Lo Lee, yeah, that's him. That's the actor. Lo Lee also stars in The Fugitive. This was a movie that I've never heard of before, and if it wasn't for Kyle, it would have remained that way, But the way he talked about this movie, it made me very curious about it, because this is a spaghetti western style kung fu movie, or actually, I believe it's called a chop choy western. Westerns from Hong Kong are called chop choy westerns. There are, I guess each country has their own culinary labeled western. Like, for example, Italian westerns are called spaghetti western, as we all know, and westerns from West Germany were called sauerkraut westerns. Westerns from India were called curry westerns, and There are many of these kind of names as well, but I believe this is called a chop choy western. I really like the sound of that. But this was I absolutely enjoyed this one. This was so over the top. Most of these movies are over the top, but this was even ridiculously over the top. That it was hilarious to watch. And Kaya also mentioned that they used the music from spaghetti westerns. They did use the music of Once Upon a Time in the West, and I have to say, it's pretty distracting. Whenever you see a scene and you hear Ennio Morricone's score, you're expecting Charles Bronson to show up. But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it. The Fugitive. It was great fun. And that was kind of it for my Shaw Brothers movies. I will be getting more though. Definitely getting more because these are great kung fu movies. I absolutely enjoy them. Next up is Big Man Japan by Hitoshi Matsumoto, aka the King of Weird. Matsumoto is a very popular TV personality in Japan, and people compare him to Takashi Kitano, who also has his own television show, and he also makes his own movies. But the movies that Kitano makes is far different than Matsumoto's. For example, Big Man Japan is a very strange and absurd comedy. It's I think you can call it a parody to the kaiju movies. The movie with those giant monsters fighting each other, like Godzilla or Gamera or Madara. Those kind of movies. And well, you can see a picture of it. You kind of get the idea what this is about. But it's so insane and so ridiculous, but also so hilarious that it's very enjoyable. It's about this guy who's basically a loser. Matsumoto actually plays him himself. They call him for help whenever there's a monster somewhere in Japan. They call for his help, and he goes to this factory, and they enlarge him. Change them and transform them in this giant warrior, and you have to fight those monsters. It's nothing like I've seen before. I absolutely thought it was insane, but also very original, and yeah, that's also a very funny movie. And Big Man Japan made me curious about other films that Matsumoto made. So I got also the other two of them. The first one is Symbol, and this was even weirder than Big Man Japan. This is Matsumoto himself. It's basically two stories, two completely different stories. The first story is about this Mexican wrestler. You can see a picture of him over here. And the second story is about a Japanese man who wakes up in this very white room or chamber, and you can see all these little angels coming out of the wall at one point, and then they're actually going back into the wall, and the only thing that is left of them that sticks out of the wall is their little, and I'm sorry for saying this, but it's their little penises and their little balls. And I told you this was a weird movie. And whenever he presses one of these little penises, there's an object that comes out of the wall. I have no idea how to explain this, but this is a film that you need to watch. It's I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was very original and hilarious, but you're kind of wondering, what does this have to do with that Mexican wrestler? Well, you know what? You should see it for yourself. If you get the chance to see it, go see it. Go see it. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was a very funny movie. And the other Matsumoto movie is Scabbard Samurai. Now, I haven't seen this movie yet, but I understand that this is the most, his most accessible movie that he has made. It is about a swordless samurai who gets an assignment to, make a young prince laugh, and he has 30 days to do that. And if he fails, he have to commit seppuku, or harakiri, ritual suicide. But yeah, like I said, I haven't seen this one yet, but I will do that very soon. So these are, the three Hitoshi Matsumoto movies that I have, and definitely go check out Symbol. And Symbol was insane. It was brilliant, but insane. And now for my Blu-ray steelbooks. The first one is The Man with the Iron Fist, and you know what? I was very entertained by this. It didn't take itself seriously. Movies like this should never take itself seriously. And the RZA, this was directed and co-written by the RZA, and we all know him as a member of the Wu-Tang Clan. But he understands his kung fu classics, and it really shows in this movie. But I enjoyed it. I thought Russell Crowe was hilarious as a fat Englishman. And this is a very nice steelbook. I like the back cover more than the front cover, to be honest. And there is no, title on the spine, strange enough. But it's a good-looking steelbook, nonetheless. I also have the steelbook of The Silence of the Lambs, which is, a classic, as we all know. A nice-looking steelbook there. Here's another classic, RoboCop. Brilliant movie. And I also have the steelbook of Predator 2. I don't own the steelbook of the first Predator, though. But I know that the first Predator also has, the steelbook has the Predator on the front cover as well, but then without the mask. It's a nice companion piece to this one. Also got Scanners. I really love this artwork. This artwork is the best part of the steelbook. You can see the back, and there's no inside artwork, but what can you do about that? And I also have this one, Seven Psychopaths. This movie was okay, but it wasn't what I was expecting. I thought, I thought the pace was too slow. I wish they kind of speeded up. But there was some very nice scenes in it, and it was also very unexpectedly violent. I mean, I did expect this movie to be violent, but the violence in this movie was very extreme. I mean, there's one scene, where you actually see a person, cutting off someone's head with a saw. It's very bloody and gory. I'm sure this movie would. I'm sure horror fans would appreciate a movie like this. But yeah, it was alright. It was alright. It was from the same director as In Bruges, which I think is a better film, but still, it's okay. Seven Psychopaths. And I also have, and this is, without a doubt, the most beautiful steelbook there is, Life of Pi, which has the particular cover. It works better this way than this way, if you ask me. But this is a magnet that you can take off. You can see the same picture over here as well. Beautiful steelbook, beautiful movie too. It looks absolutely sensational. Not only on Blu-ray, but just the whole movie looks absolutely stunning. It's an amazing film. Never actually read the book though. I still need to do that someday. And this is the Dutch steelbook. I know there's also a UK steelbook, which is very similar like that one. But the Dutch steelbook also has this little booklet, Life of Pi, a visual journey, which has these, behind the scene pictures. Oh. Here's Ang Lee, you can see there. Here's the tiger. They did an amazing job with the tiger, though. You could still see that it was CGI, but still, it's an incredible piece of work, or a piece of movie magic, I should say. It was a beautiful, visually amazing film, and I think Ang Lee deserved that Oscar, and so does the the guys, the visual effects guys who won the Oscar as well. They did a brilliant job on this movie. So that's my Blu-ray steelbooks. Next up is The Fury. A film by Brian De Palma. This is, of course, part of the Twilight Time 3000 limited edition releases. I didn't want to get this movie at first. I had it on DVD, but I just decided to pick it up anyway. I picked it up along with Major Dundee. I have this on DVD as well, but I wanted to get this on Blu-ray too. It has two versions of the movie. It has the extended version and the original theatrical version. And the extended version, which is also on the DVD by the way, is the closest version to Peckinpah's original vision. And I've never actually seen the theatrical cut. I might see that one day. But it's more or less known as the studio version, because the studio fired Peckinpah, and they cut the movie in themselves, and many people say they butchered it. But this is a great western, and The Fury is a great movie as well. That the ending where the body explodes in The Fury, that was fantastic. Next up is Django Unchained. Now I am getting the steelbook, which is coming out in a couple of weeks from the UK, by the way. From the looks of it, it's pretty much the same steelbook as the American one. But I got this one because of the bonus disc. This is the Walmart exclusive Blu-ray, and there are many exclusive Blu-rays out there, but I chose this one because this has the Django Unchained reimagining the spaghetti western and making out documentary. Now I was hoping that this would be a documentary where Quentin Tarantino talks about spaghetti westerns, and which spaghetti westerns inspired him to make this movie. Obviously, the original Django was a huge inspiration, but I was hoping that he was also talking about other Italian westerns as well. Unfortunately, though, this is just a 24-minute standard making of featurette, which is still nice to watch. But I was hoping it would be that other one. But still not a bad Blu-ray set with the bonus disc and the DVD, and here's the Blu-ray. And the movie is absolutely fantastic. I saw this at the theater, and at first I had some problems with it. There was two scenes that kind of bothered me. One scene is with the not the Ku Klux Klan, but the they weren't called the Ku Klux Klan back then, but they were called the Regulars back then, if I'm not mistaken. It's supposed to be a funny scene where they were complaining about the holes, in the hoods. The holes weren't big enough. I thought Tarantino should have cut that scene out. I mean, it didn't really fit into the movie, if you ask me. And I also thought that Jonah Hill had a very ungrateful role in it, but he was supposed to play another character, a character that Tarantino did not use for whatever reason, or maybe he did use it, but he cut it out of the movie. I'm not really sure. There is another character that Tarantino never used, and it's a character named Ace Woody, who's a Mandingo trainer, and he was supposed to be played by Kevin Costner, but he dropped out of the movie. Then the role went to Kurt Russell, but he also dropped out of the movie. So Tarantino decided not to use him, or combined his character with another character, Billy Crash, who's played by Walton. What's his name again? Well, I don't know what his name again is, but he's a guy who works for DiCaprio's character, and the other scene that bothers me does contain spoiler, but I won't spoil anything. But it's a scene where this person refused to shake hands of the other person, and for those who have seen the movie, knows which scene I am talking about. When I first saw the movie in the theater, I was, it really bothered me. Why don't he just shake his hands and be done with it, But I read an interview with Tarantino, which he kind of explained the whole thing, why he didn't shake his hands, and I thought, that kind of makes sense. I can deal with that. So the second time when I saw this film, and I saw that scene again, I didn't have any problems with it, simple as that. But this was a great movie, by the way. The acting was fantastic. DiCaprio was absolutely brilliant. Christoph Waltz. It's fantastic that he can say Tarantino's dialogues very easily. Samuel L. Jackson as Steven, the right hand man of DiCaprio, was fantastic as well. And also Don Johnson. I thought he was superb. Don Johnson, even though he has a small role in it. But great film, Django Unchained. Next is the definitive edition of Schindler's List. It's a beautiful edition, by the way, called with these art cards and booklets and a lot of other things. There's a cardboard box. This is kind of like a huge, sort of a digibook. Only it's a lot thicker, and you can see the disc in here. And there's the bonus disc, and there's all the all the other stuff, the art cards and booklets, like I showed before. And here's the girl with the red coat. Now there's a little story I'd like to tell about the girl with the red coat. In the film, and this is going to be a minor spoiler, by the way, but I'm sure most of you have already seen the film. If not, do go check it out. It is one of the most important films of all time. But in the film, this girl gets killed, and in real life, the girl survived the war, and it kind of happened accidentally. There was this woman who was invited to the premiere in Poland on Schindler's List back in '93, and to her amazement, she saw herself in the movie, and she also saw that she was killed, and she wanted to explain to Spielberg, who was attending the premiere, that she was the girl in the red coat. But she didn't really have the chance because Spielberg was in a hurry. So she wrote a book about it. I have the book, but I haven't read it yet. So she survived the war along with her mother and her nephew is none other than Roman Polanski, the man who later became a film director and made such classics like Rosemary's Baby and Chinatown. And interestingly enough, Spielberg wanted Roman Polanski to direct Schindler's List. Spielberg didn't want to direct it himself. He just wanted to produce it and let somebody else be the director. But Polanski didn't want to do it, and then he also approached Martin Scorsese to direct it, but Scorsese thought it would be better if a Jewish person was the director. And another interesting fact was that Spielberg also approached Billy Wilder, and it was Wilder who eventually convinced Spielberg that he should direct this film himself because this project was closer to Spielberg's heart than to his own heart. So that's what's a very interesting trivia there. But anyway, it's a beautiful set and a beautiful film as well, Schindler's List. And that's it for my the blues of April. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.